Bonjour everyone, I am Anne-Lise Cailliez and welcome to Parlez-vous CEO, where we ditch the corporate talk and get real about entrepreneurship. Each week, I chat with founders and CEOs who build businesses their way, through the failures, pivots, and breakthroughs. And they bring the fire. Plus, I drop some golden nuggets of wisdom from my own entrepreneurial journey. This is your space to grow, learn, and evolve with a true growth mindset. Remember, success isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Now let's kick things off and get this party started. Hello, bonjour, bonjour, hello. Welcome to another episode of Parlez-vous CEO. My name is Anne-Lise Cailliez and I am your host. For those who are just joining the podcast, we specialize in helping real estate companies scale their revenue. If you want to learn how to take your business to the next level, make sure to stick around. And if you're interested in a free growth consultation, just drop the word growth in the DMs. And today we have a very exciting guest. I'm really excited to get into Trista's profile. Trista, in your own words, could you introduce yourself to our listeners and tell us a little bit about your story, your background, and how you came to work for Blackstone Real Estate Resorts and Hotels?
I'm very happy to be here. Thank you. And to have me on your show. It's super exciting. My name is Trista Huang. I'm the VP of Blackstone Real Estate Hotels and Resorts in technology and data analytics. I've been in this field for over a decade. And, I have a background in business and have a passion for technology. And my last job is spent years in most of my career in wealth management as well as Tishman's Buyer. That's my first real estate company that I work for, and really opens my eyes about how real estate exciting of being the real estate industry, and having the knowledge of myself as a multifamily investor myself, and the love of real estate, and helped me land it on this job with BRE Hotels and Resorts. It's a different real estate class, but at the end of the day, it's very similar, right? And, joining this company actually gave me the excitement of bringing real estate to the top of the technology pyramid, because real estate is notoriously, people say that it's a little lagging in adopting technology. I was, at the time I signed up, I was like, we can bring it up. We can bring up the game.
I love hearing that. I love tech. I love real estate. I love women in real estate. Tell me more about what you're doing for Blackstone, because this is such an important role. I want to hear all about what you're thinking about AI, how you're integrating it in your workflow. If you believe in it, what you believe in it. Tell us more about all of this.
Yeah. BRE is a portfolio company for Blackstone. We own and manage the hotels and resorts for Blackstone in the United States. We're the second largest portfolio owners in the U.S. with a lot of hotels and with a lot of resorts. Of course, it's a huge customer database, right? To understand our customers, how to position a hotel, to how to make a hotel profitable. And when the hotel is at the right timing, when do we sell the hotel from the real estate perspective? So the Blackstone investors can really benefit from the maximum profit. So in addition to operating income, we also have the upsides from the real estate side. So that is the beauty of hotels and resorts from a real estate class perspective. Our job, it's actually really exciting, right? We get to go to beautiful hotels. We get to work with our amazing partners like Hilton, like Marriott, like Hyatt. And also, at times, we have our own independence brand as well. One example is Turtle Bay in Maui. We just sold that property to another company, but we used to own it and we run it under our independence brand. So the decision of when we buy a hotel, how do we reposition the hotel? How do we put into the capital money to renovating the hotel? Where to deploy the capital money to operations efficiency? Everything is really need to back by data. So the way that we may want to make sure, or is under the direction of Blackstone, it's all decision making must be backed by data. So you need to have data projected, and you need to have historical data to give you the projection. So, I think before this start, we kind of chatted about, COVID. COVID, it's such a big impact on the hospitality side. suddenly the travel from 90% occupancy to 0, right? So that really gives us a different perspective of technology, because when you can't travel to understand the business, you need technology to be there. So our company put in the effort to lay out the foundation during COVID, very similar like Delta. Delta, during COVID time, they renovated LaGuardia, right? Because they know it's a downtime. This is the perfect time to do it. Otherwise, when it's during this peak season, you can't really renovate. We did the same thing. We used COVID as our perfect opportunity to do clean house. We laid it out our foundation from data warehouses to data governance to work closely with our operator partners like Marriott, Hilton. So we gather all our data in a very centralized and clean manner so we can do what we do today with AI. Everybody's talking about AI. Sure, this is like the hype of the market on the web these days. But at the end of the day, I hope everyone understands AI is nothing but trained with data. You cannot leverage on AI when you have inconsistency of data, when you have no data, when your data is give you wrong information, because we already lay out the foundations. So now we are able to leverage on AI to do our revenue forecast. And in addition to using data, we have additional, not just leveraging AI, we're using human in the loop. You can't just use AI and say that everything is good, right? You trust AI. We want AI to work for us. So we have the human guiding the AI after we train the model. We call human in the loop. And this approach, it really helps us get to a very, very comfortable accuracy for our forecasting, that we can bring it back to our partners to start meaningful conversations on staffing, the next 30, 60, 90 days planning. So all of this is it's what we're currently working on, and we're super excited.
I love it. I love hearing that. And I do have a question. So if you're doing any kind of financial modeling and forecast and you're using AI and we're talking about human loop, do you have analysts that are still checking that the AI is correct at the very end, or do you actually trust that your AI works and,
Yeah. Great question. Great question. We use historical data to train and project 2023 and 2024, which has already happened, right? So we use the actual to compare with the AI forecast, which has already happened, and to give us a MAPE, which is the absolute error percentage on what is AI compared to your actual financials. So that would give us the confidence of how well this AI does. And then from that point on, then we also try multiple models as well, right? It's not just using time series, random forest. We use a lot of different models. One example that we use is we group a lot of hotels with very similar characteristic together. So we have a bigger data pool. And then we also get data from that market, within the market, how our competitors are doing historically. We're talking about like 6-7 years of data with our own data, market data, competitor data, weather data, conference data, booking data, right? All this data that it's using machine to analyze it and spit out a number for you. And this number we compare with historical actual financial, so we know our absolute error percentage is in a tolerable level or not. When it's not up to our expectation, that's when we add human in the loop. We see, okay, why this is not performing the way that we want to perform, because we had an extra that we deal with the air crew that came in unexpectedly during this time period. So that would give you the explanation why suddenly, there's a jump in a certain month that the data couldn't see, because AI doesn't have superpower. So it doesn't know the information that human does. So that's where when we add the human touch to it and say, consider this as anomaly, and this is how you should behave later. That is how we fine tune or add the human in the loop, per se.
I love it. They'll see the importance again of having humans proof checking everything and
Oh,
theory.
yeah.
And for investors who are thinking about investing either in multifamily or, buying properties, if they were to invest in hotels or resorts, in your experience, what are the most common challenges that comes with hotels as an asset management?
Well, the biggest, I would say, the two big challenges. Number one, it's more expensive to buy a hotel than buy a multifamily, right? But a multifamily is a couple million. Now buying hotels a couple $100 million. So there's a price tag difference. Second, I think that you need to have the expertise of operating a hotel. So our CEO used to be the president of Hilton for 40, 50 years. So he obviously has a very good knowledge and background to know how to position a hotel. When we buy a hotel, that just like any real estate asset, you hope to buy it low, reposition it, make it profitable, and then you sell it. Right? Hospitality is a similar model like any other real estate asset class, but how to position it, where to deploy the CapEx dollars. Do you want to deploy the CapEx dollar in your lobby? You want to build a water park? Do you want to renovate a room? And in addition, fighting with climate change. So there's a lot of risk involved, and how to operate that, how to operate the hotel to be profitable. Our biggest cost is labor. And in the United States, we have labor shortage. And in addition, there's union. So there's a lot more labor that we are talking about compared to other asset classes, especially when you compare to commercial real estate, multifamily, right? How many people employ in a hotel? Hundreds. You don't need hundreds people employed in a commercial real estate. And our rate changes daily. In commercial real estate, you sign the lease, you're good for a couple of years. So definitely the volatility, it's higher, and the risk is also higher.
That's interesting. So let's say you're taking on a new hotel and you want to reposition it, and you're thinking, what area should we improve? Should we upgrade? Do you have a way to do forecast when you, for instance, decided we need to revamp the swimming pool, we need to redo the lobby? Are you able to determine this is how much it's going to bring the hotel? Like, this is how much we can raise prices. You have a way to forecast that?
Yeah. So first, because we've been in this industry for a long time. So we have something called our CapEx database, right? So how throughout the years, how much we spend our CapEx, where do we spend our CapEx money? So we can get to approximately how much would cost us like our team. We have a design construction team in-house. We're using data to get the estimate of how much it would cost to renovate a room, how much it would cost approximately to renovating a pool, and marrying this data with our revenue data, you will know, right, whether that CapEx deployment was successful or not, right? Because you can see from the finished day of your let's say pool renovation to today, a year from now, did that rate increase? Did that revenue increase? How much was the increase? And then you divide it by, the CapEx dollar that you spent plus depreciation. And now, not to mention that when you reposition the hotel, you're adding value to the real estate, right? So when you sell the hotel, we have the sell data to back us up and say, look, we bought it for a number of millions. We make operating profit during this 5 years, 6 years we owned it. When we sell, we make this much profit. So everything, it's data. And we have all those data on our fingertips. So when our investment team, when they buy, they will look at historically how we did it, how much it would cost, what are the percentage of return, the ROI for us. So everything, it's data driven.
And I think that's also one of the reasons you're such a leader, data, and also access to that data, and also having the tools to do something with that data, because a lot of data is great, but we've had access to a lot of data for a long time. We just didn't have the tools to use this data well to be able to predict and do forecast. And so what is your favorite part of what you're doing? Like, what is the thing that really excites you about your work and your career?
I think the most exciting thing for me is this changes every day, right? It's the hotel. It's never boring. You know, we're working on one hotel today, and the next day we got a new hotel. I think, for example, that we are about to close our first deal in New York City. We bought a new hotel, the Kimpton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. We're super excited because there's a new challenge in New York City. New York City is such a high competitive city, right? Owning a luxury, high class hotel in New York City is not easy. Navigating the New York City unions even harder.
Mm-hmm.
So our company is super excited for this new hotel to join our family and to see how we can navigate, work with the union, how we can reposition the hotel, bring new life to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And then technology and data will be part of this journey and helping the asset managers, helping the management companies to achieve that goal. It's just exciting. Well, it's different than a commercial real estate. When you lease it, a space, you do your retrofits and then once you lease it and then you don't see it right away, the impact of a hotel. You see the impacts almost simultaneously, right?
That's
so
fun.
it's very fun.
Yeah, super fun. Yeah, and also that it's in New York. I love when you can actually see the property that you're working on. That's even more exciting. And so, how does your team source these deals when you have a new project coming in?
The real estate deals. So we have an investment team that they source the teams. Obviously, the deals come from different areas. A lot of times it's from the Blackstone partners. They talk to a lot of deals that we actually get our hands on. It's probably off the market deals. They talk to people they know, so and so. It's have an interest of selling, and it's word of the mouth in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the deals are sourced there. And of course, we also have our constantly hunting for deals on the market, see something comes up. And also Blackstone as one of the largest, the private equity credit issuers. We also issue credits to others that have hotels and then sometimes they default their loan. And when they default the loan, we will take back the hotel as well. So there's many ways of sourcing a deal.
That's really interesting. And something I wanted to ask you. So I love marketing and I wanted your opinion. So in marketing hotels, what have you seen have been the best way to market a hotel versus the worst way to market a hotel?
Yeah. So, marketing is also, you are the expert in this. I am not. It has changed significantly as well, right? From our straightforward marketing, print to ads. Now it's very subtle, right? It's a lot of marketing campaigns run on social media. So, a lot of our campaigns we also own a lot of luxury hotels, and we will create a different types of unique experience for the customer as well, and we leverage on again data to customize products for our guests, to customize the experience for a guest. A good example is the Turtle Bay in Maui. Before, when a client comes in, we already know how much the client spent, where he or she spend the most money on, and where he or she's interests are in. This wouldn't be able to do so 5-10 years ago. Right. So now you have this customized experience when you check into a 5-star hotel. That feeling is just much better. And then because we know their preference, we're able to create special products for them, right? Club membership, exclusive access to certain clubs, to certain restaurants within our resort. So all of those customization, it's all from learning, understanding the customers, get their sentiments and marry the sentiment into your product development. So I think that's a big difference from a marketing perspective.
I love that.
Years ago, yeah.
I love that how you're using marketing to improve your client's journey and make their experience even more personalized thanks to data. I think that's such a very nice way to use data. I love that. And if you had Trista, one magic wand to solve one of the biggest challenges in your business, or it can be your department, what would it be?
Magic wand.
Come in, I'm like, let me take care of you, let me help you. What would it be?
Right. I think the magic wand, not necessarily my company. I think I want to use that magic wand for the whole hospitality industry.
Yes, tell me.
Right. I feel like the magic wand should be everyone should really embrace technology, not afraid of it. The more we embrace it, the more power that we can have in our hands, that we can use it. And I think still a lot of in the industry, a lot of people still afraid of the technology. Oh, the robot's going to take over my job. Right? AI is going to take over my job. I want this magic wand to tell people, get that off your head. Right? Get it off. No, it's not going to take over your job. It's going to help you. It's going to help us do better. It's going to help us get to a higher level. So I hope that magic wand works.
I love that. I am 100% behind you. You know, the people who are scared of AI, I'm like, this can help your work so much, can work faster, better. You can leverage this. This is not scary. This is exciting time. So I'm completely with you.
Yeah. Why should you draft an email when you tell AI to reply, right?
All the more mundane tasks can be done and automated, so you can focus on the stuff that's more fun, that's more high level, that's more strategic and
more creative.
Absolutely. It made having a business so much more fun. I've had my business for 10 years. AI the past couple of years have helped so much. So I don't understand how people are so resistant to it, or at least I see so much pro within the business context that I'm completely with you. And I hope, especially in the real estate space as well, I hope people will get on board even more. So the real estate industry in general is very much of a 24/7 type of industry. Is it the same in hotel management? Are you able to have a work-life harmony?
We do, because we're in the hospitality industry. We are very we're very focused on work-life balance. So our company, it's a wonderful company that very, very much encourage people to go to vacation, right?
Nice.
And especially they very encourage us to visit our own hotels. Anytime that you say you want to visit our hotel, we get a special rate as an employee to visit our hotels. And because we're in the hospitality industry, we know this is what we do for a living. So we believe in that you go to the hotel, you get to relax, you get to recharge, and you will come back stronger, smarter, right? So our CEO, COO definitely always encourage us to get a work-life balance. And often that if anyone work late hours, if they see it, they tell them that, no, it's not allowed to work late hours. Wow. Please go home, right? Go back to your friends and families. We believe in the mental health just as important as the company's revenue. We don't want our employees to burn down. And of course, you have, day-to-day problems with hotels, right? Your pipe broke. There's a hurricane hitting your hotel. At those incidents, we still have to jump in. Our asset managers, our operators, it's just, they probably don't have the work-life balances as much as we do. Mm-hmm. But that's the nature of our business. We are here for our guests.
I love it. I completely believe in trying to find some type of work-life balance, just to have sustainable energy and, enjoy the work that you're doing, your career, and being more creative. You always better more creative on the rested one and if you have a healthy lifestyle. I love hearing that. Mm-hmm. If you were to meet your 20-year-old Trista, what would you tell her?
You ask really hard questions. If I would meet the 20-year-old me, I would tell her that try to take as many classes outside of school as possible. I don't think these days it's different. I think back in the days, I feel like we always want to find a mentor. In my experience, I think that it's better to make good friends along your way when you work and make those friends as close to you as possible, because those friends will become airlines for you. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter where they go, you will have that personal connection. Right? So, don't just put your head down on your computer. Go make friends with your colleague. Get to know them. Be a personal friend, because at the end of the day, we spend time with our colleagues more than with our partners a lot of times.
Absolutely.
Don't be a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Be friendly. Make friends with people you work with. It go a long way. So hopefully, I make a lot of good friends along my career, and very grateful for every single friendship.
I love hearing that. I think this is just a great piece of advice, and I hope our listeners will remember. It's easy to get caught in the day-to-day of having your job, just showing up, doing your piece, and then leaving. But the importance of nurturing this relationship with your colleagues, because one, you might be trauma bonding through your experience, and life is long. Could be networking, they can become friends. We never know. And I think I also love the ideas of having new friends and getting more friends as we get older, because I think a lot of people are stuck on like, when you're older, you don't make new friends. I disagree. I think you want to meet new friends that are in the stage where you are as well and are evolving with you, because the friends you made when you were in your 20s or your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, 60s, they might not look the same. You might want different things from your relationships. And I think work is a great way to meet people who are driven, interested in what you're doing, and also the trauma bond, especially if it's hard work, you're together in the trenches, that's bonding. So I love what you're saying. And
100% agree.
This is a great, I call them the golden nuggets of wisdom.
Thank you.
And so, Trista, what's coming up next for you?
What's coming up next? Hopefully vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So what's coming up is really ride this AI wave, right? I think there are still more opportunities out there the company can do with technology. I'm very interested to explore now on the hotel side of the OpTechs, right? The operational technologies, to see how we can bring new technology to guest experience. I'm sure that you have seen a lot of times your mobile room key doesn't work, and it takes forever to check out in the restaurant. So all of these, I think that is our next journey to make our hotel guests feeling more smoother in their journey, easier in their journey, and at the end of the day, anything digitalized, we get to collect the data at the end. So when we have a good data pool, and we open more possibilities to see, okay, maybe now we see the customers are not spending so much money in coffee shop, but they spend much more money in Nobu. We just opened a new Nobu restaurant in our hotel, Del Coronado in San Diego. So all of these are helping us ride the next AI wave. Right now we're doing AI revenue forecasting. The next we want to do is we want to model our labors. Right? 90% of our cost is in labor cost. So we want to collect so much data and analyze those data to create a perfect labor modeling that we will spend minimum in labor but achieve the maximum profit. Right. So that is our next challenge that we want to achieve.
Wow, that's so exciting. I love this. I love hearing all your stories. I love it, and where the direction of where you're taking the business. This is super exciting time. I love it. I could speak about it for like 3 hours more. And Trista, so where can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect with anyone who would wish to connect in LinkedIn. I believe in we all live in the business world. We are friends and families. So feel free to connect with me.
Thank you so much, Trista. It was such a pleasure having you today. And I'm sure our listeners had great tidbits of insights from AI, working in the hotel industry, the methodology, like that big corporations are taking with AI and how they're thinking about it. It was so interesting. Thank you so much for this episode. What a treat.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for being here on Parlez-vous CEO and sharing your story. And that wraps up today's episode. I am Anne-Lise Cailliez, and I can't wait to join you again next week. Thanks for listening to Parlez-vous CEO today. If you enjoyed the show, leave a 5-star review. It helps us keep going. And connect with us on Instagram at Parlez-vous CEO. I am Anne-Lise Cailliez, and I know some days are harder than others. On those tough days, think back to why you started. What you're doing today matters, even when you can't see the results yet. Ideas are great, but it's what you do with them that counts. Find everything we talked about today at parlez-vous CEO.com. See you next week, and you've got this.